Thank you, and welcome to everyone who's with us today. We're here to provide a status update on current water quality conditions and actions that are being taken for treatment and tips for users to help manage our regional water supply. I'm joined today by Des Moines Waterworks CEO and General Manager Amy Kaler and General Manager of West Des Moines Waterworks Christina Murphy. They will both share comments in a few moments. We are also here to provide details regarding CIWW's water use plan and how it may be executed in the future. After last year's unprecedented lawn watering ban, CIWW and its member agencies spent considerable time updating its water use plan. This was a comprehensive effort that was beyond a routine revision. We took many learnings to our processes to ensure we manage any future water quality challenges in better ways. I was thankful for the discussions with upstream and downstream partners, technical experts, elected officials, residents, and the media, and so many others. Water is used by everyone, and we are all part of a solution. Another key learning includes when and how we share critical information with the public about our region's status. As many of you know, 2026 is presenting us with more challenges. With high nitrate concentrations in source waters, our nitrate removal facility has been running most of the year. Now, as weather is beginning to get warmer and people are tempted to turn on their irrigation systems, we are getting closer to taking steps outlined in the water use plan. Due to what we are currently seeing, continued precipitation, nitrate conditions, and the onset of warmer weather, data are telling us that an irrigation ban may be likely. I want to be clear, we are not yet implementing the water use plan, though those steps will be likely if current conditions persist. We are here today to ask the public to use water wisely. We are seeing water quality and quantity issues not only in Iowa, but across the country. To provide insight into what we are doing operationally to manage recent challenges, Amy will walk through what we are doing as a region.
Thank you, Tammy, and good morning. I am Amy Kaler, the CEO and General Manager of Des Moines Waterworks, and I'm going to share with you what Des Moines Waterworks is doing as Central Iowa Waterworks' largest contract operator to keep our drinking water safe despite persistently high nitrate concentrations in our source water. Des Moines Waterworks operates 3 water treatment plants, but I'm going to focus my remarks today on 2 of our plants, the Fluor Drive plant and our McMullen water treatment plant. Typically, we see nitrate concentrations elevated in late April through late July. That's typically what we call nitrate season. But we've had an unusual year this year in that nitrate concentrations have been elevated really since January. We have been fighting high nitrates all winter long. Because of this, I think it's important to understand that we are not starting the summer in as good of a position as we were in last summer. You often hear us talk about Fluor Drive, but this morning we're here at Maffett Reservoir, so I'd like to start by updating you on what we're doing at the McMullen plant. The McMullen plant relies on wells that are fed by the Raccoon River as its primary water source. McMullen, unlike the Fluor Drive plant that we talk about so much, does not have nitrate removal treatment. So we rely on blending our water sources here at McMullen. Maffett Reservoir, which again is just behind me, is our low nitrate solution at McMullen. It's essentially an emergency water supply, or think of it like a savings account. We've relied on Maffett Reservoir all year since January, which is much longer than we like, and our savings is dwindling. As you can see from the low levels, we are finding that the reservoir is about 5.5 feet lower than it should be. On a daily basis, we rely most heavily on our largest plant, which is the Fluor Drive plant, and it has a deep bench of water sources. At our Fluor Drive plant, we rely on the Raccoon River, the Des Moines River, and also the infiltration gallery, which is essentially a natural filtration system built into the riverbank that does a lot of the hard work for us before it reaches the water treatment plant. We select the best water source on any given day. We select from all of those sources. However, all 3 of those water sources at Fluor Drive are over the safe drinking water standard of 10 milligrams per liter and have been for some time, which means that we do not have a source to lean on that is below the safe drinking water standard without running the nitrate removal facility. So in times like this, the nitrate removal facility is really our workhorse. We lean on it, we rely on it a lot. In 2026, we've had to run our nitrate removal facility 90% of the year so far. We're currently running 6 out of 8 vessels, and we've run that facility at near capacity all year long. Another tool that we use are aquifer storage and recovery wells, or ASRs. There are 3 regional ASRs that Des Moines Water Works operates. ASR wells, if you're not familiar, sit deep in the aquifer, and we inject treated water into those wells in times when demand is low, and then we recover or pull the water out when demand is high. ASRs really then provide a reliable supply of water, especially when demand is high, when we have poor water quality, or maybe when we're just having an equipment failure or operational challenge. 2 of the 3 regional ASRs are nearly full, but our 3rd one will only get 75% of the way full. So we will not go into our peak season with all ASRs at 100%. These ASRs are the next lever that we'll pull when demand picks up. The water supply in these wells will last around 3 months, and they produce up to about 10% of our summertime demand. We've been able to manage poor source water quality and continue providing safe drinking water because customers, as you know, need less water in the winter. Our wintertime demand is always lower than summer. But once the weather warms, we know that customer demand will increase. And at some point, customer demand will outpace our ability to treat all the needs through our advanced treatment nitrate removal system, or we will continue to deplete our emergency water supply, our backup water sources. So in closing, peak season is upon us, and our system and our sources are stressed. Everyone working together to manage our demand is key to ensuring that the drinking water continues to meet safe drinking water standards. I'd like to introduce Christina Murphy, who will share ideas on what each of us can do to help.
Thanks, Amy. Thank you all for being here to help us share this message. As Amy said, we've talked about what the water use plan is, and we've talked about the status of our current operations. But what's left is, what can our customers do? Well, how can they help us? Our customers can help us with conservation. Conservation happens both inside the home and outside the home. So we're going to talk about tips for both of them. Inside the home, you can fix those leaks. If you've got a leaky toilet or a leaky faucet, this is a good time to go ahead and fix those leaks. Please run your dishwasher and your laundry with full loads. That helps us be efficient. If you have teens like me, ask them to take some shorter showers. All those little things can help. When it comes to outside and our what we can do outside, the big thing that I want to talk about today is we ask you to delay irrigation. This is typically the time of year where we see irrigation systems come online and start up, and this is a good time for you to delay your irrigation system. The reality is, in April, we had the 4th wettest April on record here in the metro, so we've had adequate rainfall to make those lawns green and healthy, and so we don't need irrigation at this time. Not only is it not necessary, you can accomplish what you want with your lawn by not irrigating, and we're going to ask you to delay irrigation. If you are going to turn on your irrigation system, preferably not, right? Please don't fix it, don't set it and forget it, okay? So don't just set your irrigation system on and forget all about it. After all, I think we mentioned that 30 to 40% of our demand in the summertime comes from irrigation. And so if our system is already a little stressed, delaying irrigation is really important. So if you're gonna irrigate, here are some tips. Don't irrigate during the day. Irrigate in the early morning hours or overnight when evaporation is low. A lot of irrigations typically get set at 3 days a week. This is a good time to reduce that to 2 days or even 1. And that's not just for our residential customers. We're asking that of our HOAs and of our commercial customers too. So in summary, our big point today is consider delaying lawn watering. Your lawn and CIWW would really appreciate it. With that, I'll turn it back over to Tammy.
Thank you, Amy and Christina, for providing those updates and tips. Our event today comes on the heels of an exciting announcement last week at a press conference with Governor Reynolds and Secretary Negg. As I mentioned then, a study is underway on expanding our nitrate removal facility. The outcome of this is related to details shared at Friday's event. As a regional water system of 12 urban, suburban, and rural member agencies, we are fortunate to have 7 water treatment plants to meet the needs of our region. But as we look to the future, we will continue moving forward with expansion of the Saylorville plant and plans to expand the Grimes and a new West plant. While these efforts that will help us with future planning and ever-increasing population growth, we most pressingly need to address our current concerns. As we have noted before, last summer was an unprecedented event. Now this year, we are facing even more challenges. While we are doing our best to manage them, it is safe to say that we are stronger together as a region when we use water wisely indoors and outdoors. We are thankful for the attention of our communities in Central Iowa, who will again be a critical partner in helping us maintain safe drinking water. Thank you again for coming today. We'll take questions.
Is Moffett down that 5 feet because of drought or because you guys are using it to supplement your water needs?
Sure, let me have Amy answer that question for you.
Thanks, Donnell, for the question. Yes, Moffett Reservoir is down because we have been using our backup water supply, our emergency water supply, to blend because the nitrate concentrations are elevated in the river. And as I mentioned in my remarks, McMullen doesn't have nitrate removal treatment like Fluor does, and so we rely on the blending, and we are blending using the reservoir.
And normally you wouldn't be at this time of the year.
That's right. That's right.
Has this, Amy, this is probably a question for you, has Moffett ever been used to this extent?
It has not been this low for operational needs. It has been this low for maintenance. You know, we have deliberately lowered it, but for purposes of meeting customer demand, treating water, it has not ever been this low.
How confident, Amy, are you that those nitrate removal facility will continue at that high use rate?
Well, as at Fluor Drive,
Right.
as I mentioned, it's a workhorse, and we don't use the nitrate removal facility every year, so it is performing just as it's intended to. Of course, you know, throughout our treatment process, we monitor continuously, we test continuously, so I have no concerns.
Is there testing being done on the reservoir?
In terms of nitrate,
Sure.
yes, the nitrate concentrations here at the reservoir are nearly zero. That's why we're able to lean on it and pull from it so much.
I guess I have a question for you. Tammy, you mentioned a study. You already have expansions going on at 2 or 3 different facilities. Does that follow those expansions, or how does that study that you mentioned fit into that?
So currently, CIWW and our 12 member agencies are expanding our overall system to meet future water demands for our growing region over the next 20 or so years. The expansion of the nitrate removal facility is in addition to those already built out plans for the next 20 years. So we have our CIP for meeting our 20-year demands, and then we have the nitrate removal facility expansion in addition to that.
Tammy, what are the next steps for now that that appropriation has been passed? What's next? I heard the study, but what beyond that? Can you talk us through what that looks like?
Right now, the nitrate removal facility is undergoing studies for how and what type of technology will be used at that facility. Once those studies are done, we anticipate that construction will be complete within 3 or so years of when it starts. Yeah.
Is part of the study an economic analysis of what that might mean for ratepayers after the fact?
There's always an economic analysis conducted with any type of expansion, but because the state did provide a grant for the construction piece of the facility, the ratepayers won't be paying for that. But then, of course, there will be ongoing operations and maintenance related to when the facility is in operation.
I'll just keep asking if in terms of when in 3 or so years when that expanded nitrate removal operation will be online, are there conversations going on what to do with the byproduct that comes from the nitrate, like how to take care of that?
So we are still under the engineering design and study of what that facility will look like, and what type of byproduct comes from that facility will come out of that design. So it truly depends on what type of facility will be designed. But I think the really important key takeaway here is that we really need our metro partners and our communities to use water wisely throughout this summer. So right now we've been receiving a lot of rain, our grass is really green. Let's take advantage of the rainfall that we're receiving. Don't pay for your water bill if you really don't need to. So if we can delay that lawn watering as long as possible, we can continue to provide resilient water that meets all safe drinking water standards to our communities.
Are you concerned at all that it's a big lake or a big reservoir? Are you concerned that you won't have water at all from this source as we get to the dry months?
Sure. Let me pass that to Amy since it's more of a technical question.
Maffett Reservoir is low, but we don't have immediate concerns that it's going to dry up, so to speak. We are able to fill it from various sources, and so we are right now a little concerned that it's so low, but we're not concerned that it's going to dry up so that we won't be able to use it. But this is again why we're really asking for everyone to do your part so we don't have to rely on the savings account quite so heavily.
At what rate is water coming out of the lake?
Water is coming out at 2.5 million gallons a day.
I want to clarify something that I said just a moment ago. When it's raining, if we take advantage of the rainfall, our water bills will be lower by not irrigating our property, by not irrigating our grass, our trees, all of the things that are typically irrigated by the municipal water system. We certainly want you to continue paying your water bill. We just don't want you to unnecessarily increase your water bill when you just simply don't need to.
Are you guys seeing a lot of irrigation happening already?
Actually, I'd like to pass that one to Christina.
Certainly, this is the time of year we see irrigation systems come on, and they can kind of start to come on fairly rapidly as we get into May. To date, we're lower than we were last year as far as irrigation systems coming on. I think that's because people aren't turning them on because it's raining, right? And so that demand, that 30-40%, could come on in a hurry, and so that's why we're asking people to delay irrigation. We certainly have ample rainfall, there's not a need to irrigate to get the same outcome. So a little lower. I don't know, I have statistics, but not as many yet, but this is definitely the time of year we see that ramp up.
Your calls last year for conservation, I don't think were heeded very well. How confident are you that maybe this year they might be?
You want to take it?
Last summer, our communities did a fantastic job when we asked for our call to action. I believe that the Metro truly understands that water conservation is absolutely critical to ensure a reliable and resilient water supply during our peak demand. I think as we move into this peak demand situation here and the rain continues falling, that we can all work together to continue to conserve water wisely in our yards, and use wise water practices inside of our homes.
I don't know who wants to take this one, but I still see lots of people asking questions or wanting to blame data centers that we have in the area for water usage being so high in the summer. Can you clarify that?
Sure.
Sorry,
No, it's
I see it all
okay.
the time,
Data
so-
centers in West Des Moines, I got it. It's okay. Good question. You know, data centers don't use a lot of water until we get into evaporative cooling. We haven't had temperatures to date that would warrant evaporative cooling. They probably use a lot less than everybody thinks. I always say this, it's about 2 to 7% of our usage in West Des Moines. So fairly small amount compared to the 30 to 40% for irrigation.
For those of us not in the water world, can you describe what evaporation cooling is?
Oh, well, sure. And there's different types. Evaporative cooling is basically using water to cool the buildings down, okay? Without going into a lot of nuts and bolts. But a lot of newer data technology actually uses closed loop cooling that does not use water for cooling purposes, or at least municipal drinking water. And so the data centers in West Des Moines, most of them use evaporative cooling. Since 2024, Microsoft is committed to closed loop cooling. So we actually see some of their existing data centers not using even as much as previous years. So I think there's progress in that area. There's certainly an awareness of water usage. Thanks.
How many days actually has the nitrate removal facility been running? I think it was 108, but I don't know if that's...
It's 90% of the year. I think we're right at 110, 111 days.
And are the nitrate levels, I think you said earlier that the nitrate levels are also pretty high in the Des Moines and the Raccoon, right? And they have
Yes,
been all...
they have been. Nitrate concentrations bounce around a little bit. Now they are about the Raccoon River is right around 14.5 milligrams per liter, and the Des Moines River and the Gallery are each around 11, somewhere in there. So yes, they have been exceeding the 10 milligram safe drinking water standard in our source water all year. And I want to be clear that the drinking water meets safe drinking water standards. I think sometimes that's a point that gets missed.
Could you talk about the new stages that have been enacted by the Board of Trustees for what the water use policy is?
Yes, so the water use plan went through some revisions since last summer. Again, I'd like to thank the community and all of the stakeholders who participated in that. So stage one is very similar to last year. It's a 25% voluntary reduction in water use outdoors, and then of course we're always advocate for wise water use indoors. Stage two is a 50% voluntary reduction in outdoor watering. So if you water 20 minutes, water only 10, those types of things. And then stage three is a full lawn watering ban. Again, we are not here today to implement any sort of water use plan. We're here to message wise water use outdoors. If we were to go into stage three, which we are not doing today, we do have some changes to that plan. Sod and seed could still continue under guidance provided by Iowa State University for wise watering of those resources. And then sports turf could still be irrigated to promote player safety and plant health. And then splash pads could continue at the discretion of the cities who manage and maintain those splash pads. Again, it was really great feedback from the communities. You spoke, we listened. One of the main things that we learned was clear communication earlier. So we're here today to ask for voluntary conservation in your yards. Again, we've had lots of rain. It's been a nice wet spring. If we can continue to use that rainfall to irrigate our lawns, to preserve our water supply for safe drinking water, that is something that we're really calling on today.
Is there a stage 4 in the water use plan?
There is a stage 4 in the water use plan. There's always been a stage 4. That would be if things became very severe, if there was some type of issue at the water treatment plant, our water supply became critically limited, or if there was a drought of some sort. Yeah, but there were no changes to that stage.
Is there stage 0 after that?
There is a stage 0. One of the components that we added to the water use plan is year-round water conservation messaging. So as a region, I said earlier, we are seeing water quantity and quality issues, not just here, but across the United States. And it's important that we remember that water is one of our most precious resources. And if we can continue to use water wisely in our yards and in our homes, it's something that we can preserve together as a community. Thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate you being a partner in our communication efforts, and we will come back with any updates if there are any to have. Thank you.